This episode of FineScale Modeler's new product rundown features ICM's Big Yak-9, Arma's Recon Mustang, AMT's Meyers Manx and Ram D-50, and Takom's VT1-2.
New product rundown brought to you by Hobby Zone USA, your source for hobby storage solutions, hard to find hobby tools, and aftermarket modeling needs.
Welcome to FineScale Modeler's new product rundown, our twice monthly look at new kits, supplies, and more. I'm Tim Kidwell.
I'm Aaron Skinner. Let's jump straight into this episode with ICM's 1/32 scale Yak-9T.
Developed from Yakovlev's successful Yak-7, the Yak-9 entered service in late 1942 and proved effective against BF-109s and FW-190s.
More than 16,000 were produced between 1942 and 1948, and they served with several Soviet bloc-era arms after World War II, including North Korea.
This kit represents the T variant, armed with a 37mm cannon firing through the propeller hub.
The fuselage halves show fine engraved panel lines and fasteners, as well as stressed fabric on the rear. Two separate parts on the upper cowl can be left off to expose the Klymov M105 engine with separate cylinder banks, nestling the NS-37 cannon and ammunition canisters under a frame.
The one-piece lower wing will set the dihedral, and with the upper halves, sandwich a spar that serves as the rear wall of the main gear bays. The ailerons, elevators, and rudder are separate. The cockpit floor fits into the wing assembly with the control stick and pedals.
Other cockpit detail includes the framing, various controls on the sides, seat, turtle deck, firewall, and instrument panel.
The belly radiator housing has detailed screens, and the big prop fits into a separate spinner, to which is added the barrel for the 37mm gun. There's detail inside the gear doors, and the main wheels that come in halves fit on the well-molded legs.
The windshield, sliding canopy, and the rear section are separate. Clear plastic also provides armored glass and wingtip lights.
Decals and color diagrams give options for 4 Yaks. A 3rd Fighter Corps fighter in the Kursk area in 1943, a 149th Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment aircraft on the 2nd Ukrainian Front in 1944, an aircraft from the 53rd Regiment on the 1st Ukrainian Front in 1944, and a 513th Regiment plane on the 2nd Ukrainian Front in 1945.
Given the increasing popularity of 1/32 scale aircraft, it's great to see this well-detailed kit of an important Soviet fighter among them.
A few episodes back, episode 200 in fact, we took a look at Arma Hobby's 1/72 scale Mustang III. This kit is the F-6C variant.
That's the photo reconnaissance conversion of the P-51C.
Much of the kit remains the same, with beautifully molded surfaces on the fuselage, wings, and tails. The flaps are designed to pose drooped, the cockpit is well appointed, and the landing gear and wheels are sharply molded. You can see the basic parts in more detail in episode 200 at the link in the description below.
To build the Recon Mustang, you're required to cut out a flashed-over opening on the port rear fuselage and in the belly just aft of the radiator. Clear parts fill the openings. Masks will make painting around these tiny windows, as well as the canopy a snap.
Decals and color diagrams give 6 marking options, and that's a lot, including a French Air Force F-6C from the closing months of World War II. The rest are American, including this England-based Mustang, 2 variations of the same aircraft in China in late 1944, and 2 similarly marked F-6Cs with shark mouths from the 26th Fighter Group in China.
This looks like another terrific early Mustang from Arma. I can't wait to see what's next.
Arma has really been kicking it.
They have, absolutely.
Let's take a look at a couple of reissues from AMT, starting with the 1/25 scale Meyers Manx.
One of the first commercially produced dune buggies, the Manx featured a fiberglass body on a shortened Volkswagen Beetle frame.
They were powered by modified V-dub flat-4 engines and quickly started winning races.
That power plant is represented by chrome-plated block parts, cylinder heads, oil pan, firewall, and more. Plated parts are also used for 2 styles of wheels, Kragers and reversed, windshield, headlights, front bumper and rear bumper with skid plate, mirrors, and steering wheel.
The one-piece body fits onto the floor around the central frame that attaches to the engine and front suspension. The hood is separate, and the vehicle can be fitted with a roll bar, hard top, or Surrey top.
Inside there are a pair of bucket seats, dash, and either a 3-part rear seat or a tonneau cover can fit the back.
Soft vinyl tires give smaller fronts and optional bigger road or knobby off-road tires for the back, depending on the version. Optional clear or tinted clear parts are provided for the windshield and hardtop.
Decals provide different colors of flames, stripes, Manx badges, license plate, racing contingencies and numbers, and custom graphics.
This kit hasn't been reissued in this form many times, and the parts that are included offer a lot of possibility for variation. And Round 2 has also included a print of the classic art on the box top.
Nice addition.
I think so.
The other AMT kit we have is a 1/25th scale Dodge Ram 50.
Yeah, now they've re-released it in the Coca-Cola range, but the basic kit has been around since the 1980s.
The cab comes as a single part with molded trim and windshield wipers. The bed is in several parts, including the bed and sides and the front and tailgate. The bumpers are separate and the front grille is chromed.
The hood is hinged to reveal the 4-cylinder Mitsubishi motor with block halves, head, manifolds, and radiator. Optional parts allow it to be built as the turbocharged version. It nestles in a separate engine bay part with molded equipment details.
The frame is a single part that gets a steerable front suspension, rear differential and leaf springs, drive shaft, and exhaust. 2 styles of chromed wheels get wrapped with hardish rubber tires.
Inside the cab's tub, there's a choice of stock bench seat or a pair of bucket seats. The dash, steering wheel, center console, and shifters finish the interior.
Optional custom parts include a front air dam, wheel arch flares and rocker panel extensions, roll bar, jump seats for the bed, or a tonneau cover with speakers, and a sunroof.
The clear parts include a separate windshield and rear window as well as an insert for the sunroof. There are clear red inserts for the taillights and clear green crates of Coke bottles for the bed. The decal sheet includes items to cover the crate sides, license plates, Dodge badges, dash details, and several variations of the Coca-Cola logo and slogans.
This looks like another refreshing take on a classic AMT kit.
Finally, here's a 1/35th scale VT1-2 from Takom.
Now, what is a VT1-2, I hear you ask? It's a prototype German tank from the 1970s armed with a pair of 120mm smoothbore guns.
The guns were aimed by pointing the vehicle at the target.
In theory, the enemy tank could be placed into the targeting computer, and as the VT1-2 weaved towards the target, the gunner would keep the firing button depressed.
So when the target would cross the line of the guns, supposedly it would fire. However, what they found out is that it didn't have any significant advantages over the Leopard, so the project was shelved.
The lower hull includes the undersides of the sponsons and is marked with hatch detail and attachments for the springs and road wheel arms. Trimming plastic tabs from the arms allows the suspension to be repositioned. Jigs are included to align the arms. The paired road wheels have nicely molded hubs, and the outer ones have separate tires. Return rollers, drive sprockets, and nicely molded vinyl tracks that join with metal pins finish the running gear.
Much of the upper hull is made up of a single part with glacis, casemate, and engine deck with molded panel lines, vents, and hinges. Crew hatches are separate, as is the rear plate with vents and more. Separate side panels sandwich the breeches for the guns, which build from one-piece muzzle sections, separate fume extractors, and split rear ends.
A small photo etch metal fret provides engine and vent screens, and there are clear periscopes and vision blocks.
Decals and color diagrams supply 4 marking options: 2 overall olive green prototype vehicles, and 2 what-if schemes as if the VT1-2 had actually entered German service in the 1980s.
Like its contemporary, the MBT-70, the VT1-2 is an interesting concept and could make for a cool diorama.
It could. Look for reviews of the Manx, the Yak, and the VT on FineScale.com in the near future.
Where you can also find a ton of other great how-to information, including snapshot PDFs and scale modeling basics videos, as well as a great bunch of reviews and galleries of models built by viewers just like you guys.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tim Kidwell.
I'm Aaron. We'll see you next time. The F-6C was the photo. It's the thing that clicks pictures. So people.
No, that's a camera, damn it.
Yeah, but
that's what it produces. 9T. Not 90. It's not just a number, man. It's not just a number, right?
I'm not a number. I'm a
free man. Anyway.